All right, StewGaming and HELLHADES back with round 2 of our weekly challenge. As you can see, both of our teams are up and ready to go, but I want to talk a little bit about everything that we used and what even the champions we wanted to use but didn't actually make it in here. HELLHADES, what's going on?
Oh. Hey Stu, how you doing? You
I'm
have a tougher week this week, isn't it?
This week was crazy. Not only was I really busy with real life things, I didn't get a lot of time to work on it, but everything I worked on seemed so much weaker compared to last week.
Yeah, it felt like obviously we pulled out the big hitters last week,
Right?
and it was just so much more difficult to build a team this week. So yeah, I literally I must have tried again a different 10 champions to what we'd done last week. The guys in Discord were like, you know, why don't you try this guy, and I was just testing them at like level 50 and they weren't that strong.
Right?
Yeah. How did you get on? How are you finding that?
You know, I wanted to try. I got the champions here. They're just the regular champions that a lot of people have. The ones I had at 60. But I wanted to try Gala Longbraids and Relentless, but I don't have her. And I wanted to also try Bertel Fellhammer with just a really hard hitting one because he gets counterattack all the time and he puts up shields on himself.
Yeah.
Just to test out, but I didn't take him to 60. I didn't have time to take him to 60. I looked at the books too and everything else. So it was really, you know, I don't think he would do that well, but I just wanted to try it out. Wanted to see how it would do. But
Well, before I got to this team, actually, I had Gala Longbraids in Relentless,
right?
just for some test runs earlier in the week. And you know what? She hits hard. She is really good. I'm going to do a guide on this week, I think. But the challenge I had is that I didn't have a strong enough healer to enable her to do her work.
Right.
And Vrask was probably my best, but I just wasn't getting the sort of damage output I wanted from the runs. So I had to drop her in the end. But
do you think she could get around 9 mil or so? Do you think she could do what Whisper did last week?
Probably not. No, I mean, I was kicking out 5 to 6 mil with her, but again, without a dedicated healer. So maybe she could push up to 7 or so. She definitely didn't do a Whisper, but she was pretty good. She was pretty good.
Right. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah.
I wanted to try out. Well, I want to get her first, so I got to work on that.
Yeah.
But I see you have a new champion over here, a new champion that I don't even have on the as your
so
as your
I got
lead.
this Sand-Lashed Survivor, the new Orc, and she was literally like a last-minute sub. So until 2 days ago, I had Romero in there in that position to try and boost Juliana's damage, which was going okay, but I wasn't really hitting numbers that I thought was going to be scaring you. That's for sure.
Right.
Someone suggested, why don't you try this new Orc who's got the ability to extend all of your buffs on? So you need a team that's got a lot of buffs going on. And she's also got this thing. She's got a passive that if your team take a big hit and someone goes below 50% HP, she becomes unkillable for a turn and she puts ally protection everywhere.
Right.
And I tell you what, she is, I mean, obviously we'll see when we get to the runs, but she does work. She keeps my team alive for a long time.
She's the MVP. What do you think how much damage do you think she added to your run?
Oh, she must have put at least 4 million on my run.
4 million?
It was 2 days ago.
Wow, that's nice.
Big numbers, yeah.
2 key. I think we're both gonna 2 key easy, but I didn't get anywhere the numbers of last week. And honestly, I'm just using these guys that I got right here, like the regular tried and true champions. A lot of the old school ones we have, and then I put in Sepulcher because I recently fused her. And then we needed, you know, our decrease attack, decrease defense. So I had to put in somebody here for that with my Stag Knight. Who do you don't have a decrease defense?
They're 2 new champions, aren't they? Stag Knight and Sepulcher. So
right,
pretty nice. Yeah, I take it they've done well for you. I'm not getting them leveled up yet. But...
No. Well, they're so great in the game. I've already done a guide on Stag Knight. I mean, you know, Stag Knight's great for progression in general, and then Sepulcher too. I'm gonna have to do a guide on her and run her through a whole bunch of things in the game to see how much I like her. But she does work. She works very well for the decreased attack and all of her other her passive actually pretty fun too. When there's 2 people at the end, you can see her passive work a lot where it negates the damage done. But it sounds like this Orc that you've got is pretty amazing. So,
yeah, she's good. I'm going to run her in my Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss team this week and just see what she can do. But I think she is actually, if anyone picks her up and they're like mid-game, moving into end-game, I think she's going to do a lot of work for people. So I guess this is good fun. You know, we're trying champions that perhaps we wouldn't normally want to use, just to see if we can get them to their like max potential.
Right.
So yeah, I mean, I'm still pretty pleased with what I've done, but it was much harder this week, much harder.
Right. Well, what do you think? What kind of speed do you got on your guys here? Do you think you got an average speed of? Do you have a lot of speed on that Golden Reaper?
All of them range between 230 and 260, I'd say. Golden Reaper's the fastest.
Right.
But I went for a lot more defense and defensive stats this time, which is why I've got a run that lasts a while.
Right.
So yeah, I've got Jareg up there with high defense, high HP. We've got the new Orc has got decent defense, and she's kind of just taking those hits. So yeah, a lot of this is based around slower but defensive champions.
Slower.
That's what I've gone for.
Those are all your speeds are all definitely faster than mine. Like for sure, faster
really?
than mine. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't. My lifesteal artifacts are okay, but I notice I notice all your artifacts have super glyphs. I have a lot of glyphs.
I do glyph my stuff. Yeah, I'm literally in faction wars every day.
Are you? Yeah. See, and I don't even faction war that much anymore. But I need to get back into it. At least I need to auto farm the faction wars that are available for me, and I need to use my glyphs because I haven't used my glyphs on those kind of sets yet. So I need to at least use them.
The thing is, like, if you just get what I do is if I've got a faction war run that I can't do that well, I'll run it and just get myself 2-star glyphs. And if you put a 2-star speed glyph on all of your items, you've got another 12 speed, which is actually quite a lot.
Right.
So I run faction wars every day on all crypts, but I just run it to the level that I can just auto it easy.
Right.
So it's literally like a 10-minute rinse and repeat. Get the glyphs and then get on with something else. Really.
Go in there and auto it. Yeah, I need to get back to it. I definitely do. All right, you want to hit play? You ready to go?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go. I'm hitting play.
3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Both of these, I think. Playback resume. Playback resume. Okay, it's going in. It's going in. I already know with your speeds.
Right, here we go.
With your speeds, for sure, you're gonna whoop me up easily.
Because you don't have a speed champion, do you? Actually, I was just thinking about that.
No,
I
I
don't have anyone that boosts your speed.
I don't have one in here, and all their speeds aren't actually that crazy high. They're not that crazy high to take that many turns. And you see my clan boss. My clan boss, actually, I'm fighting a clan boss that's force affinity.
Oh yeah, okay.
But crazy enough, it was
sure.
it was one of my best times. I did put in. I had another team that's exactly like this, but I substituted out Steel Skull for Nazana, and I got about the same amount of damage. So it wasn't too bad.
You've got way better poison on the boss than I got. Actually, I guess Aethar versus Juliana. Aethar looks much better.
Maybe if we had the same exact times. But probably with your longer time, right? Your longer time up on the clan boss, she'll probably do more damage. It depends on if she falls, at some time or not.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things which is great about my teams is what the Orc does. So when she does her Endless Sand, you see I'm just like boosting my speed buff again and again, boosting my increased defense buff again and again. So all the time, my guys are like constantly buffed up.
Right.
Ally Protection, she just extends that as well. So, I'm making absolute best use of the buffs that are on my team, which is how I managed to kind of keep going for a long time here.
Right.
She is literally like carrying the team just with this ability. See, it's just gone again there. Endless Sands. Everyone gets increased speed buff, just extends and extends and extends. So, another 30% speed basically landed on my team.
Right. Yeah, I see it. Increasing it. It's almost up 100% of the time. It is up 100% of the time, seems like.
Near enough, yeah. Near enough.
That's it.
I did have this kind of idea of perhaps bringing in someone like a Flesh Tearer who extends debuffs but also extends buffs.
Right.
So I was thinking about maybe trying some sort of cheesy like 100% up on buffs, 100% up on debuffs type of run. But it was just too difficult to fit all of the pieces in.
Right. To get in there.
Yeah, to be able to get things like your decreased attack, decreased defense. I mean, I haven't even got a decreased defense in this team.
That's what I was going to say. I was getting ready to say you don't even have decreased defense in here, but it doesn't look like you're going to need it if you can survive that long, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So I just kind of you have to take, you have to make. I can't even think what the word is now. Allowances, don't you? You have to make allowances for what you think is going to be the best overall kind of damage output. And for me, it was take out the decreased defense champion. So I did have Madame Cerisin earlier in the week instead of Jareg. Mm-hmm. She was doing decreased defense and decreased attack, but she doesn't bring any other utility.
Right.
And I need more utility. So Jareg comes in and he's actually got decent utility, increased defense. He's got ally protection. So this team actually is based around shared damage. That's what I'm gone for is shared damage with the ability to put buffs and poisons on. But it's the biggest disappointment. I've got 2 poisoners in here, and my debuff bar is always low.
Right.
It's like I got nowhere near enough on.
You can't get enough up there. I wonder what would happen if we took this girl, this orc that you're talking about right now, with that ability and then increase speed, right? For people who don't have counterattack. For people who don't have counterattack, they're doing Nightmare Clan boss and they want to get better better scores, right? They want to two key the boss, but they might have the new Sandlash, right? And they might have a couple other one of these in here that we can substitute, and maybe we could come up with an amazing team for them and try to bring the requirements down a little bit. Yeah,
it's not a bad idea actually. I think she is really end game viable from what I've seen.
Right.
She's she's definitely, especially for a speed team. I mean, I think.
Yeah, well, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So for people, all those unfortunate souls out there that don't have a counterattack, and that will never see a counterattack, and if they can get her, then I think that would be amazing. If we could come up with a great team with her, some speed boost, even if it's somebody like an apothecary, just to keep the speeds up, and then we bring in whoever else. Hopefully they'll have maybe a Terrell will work well. But you said that the shared damage though is another big factor with it, and that's all coming from we got Jarek doing that.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean maybe
with his increased defense too. So I mean,
yeah, maybe a combination of the team I ran last week and this week could be a really amazing sort of setup actually. Because I mean, last week we had High Katoon, who's better than Golden Reaper generally as a speed champion, I think. Albeit actually,
well, she's free, so it's good. It's good to work with that.
Yeah. So she's probably better, and I think just having a Cult Brawler in there would just give us that debuff bar that was full the whole time. So I know he's not free, but if you got him in the team as well, then this would easily be cracking. I think it would crack past the damage I did last week.
Nice.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm pretty sure it would.
Well, it would definitely go past it if you had somebody in here, even if you had like a Terrell in there to do the decreased defense, to at least give you some uptime on decreased defense, I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure you get a lot of damage.
Look at the difference here. So your guys are taking an absolute pounding right now, 5 minutes 20.
Right.
And my guys are pretty fresh. Like,
my
guys look like they've literally just come out of the gym and they're ready to go again. Like.
Right. Yeah, they're all topped off, like 100%. Nothing's even. It doesn't even look at nothing's even hurt them whatsoever. Now I was on unlimited frame rates. I don't know if you were on unlimited frame rates, but we'll see. We'll see here at the end.
No, so looks like I'm running slower than you are, but definitely, she is just like keeping her and Jarek together. They're just keeping people alive, and I've really got no issues at this stage.
What about rejuvenation from Jarek? Do we get to see some come up here soon?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so
and then she'll extend those too, right?
Now, actually.
Okay, here we go. I see one up on everybody, and she's going to extend that when she does her move, if she can catch it.
So there we go. Just increased buffs right the way around. Look at that. Just kind of got a buff site just flowing up. It's really nice. She's a bit like a mini Krisk. So Krisk does that same ability. Obviously, he's like absolute top tier legendary.
Right.
But she is doing the same work that Krisk does.
Right. Yeah.
So what you can actually do with there's a pretty cool guide that I put out yesterday with Krisk where he increases speed and then he extends that debuff, and actually you can keep, if you got him running to a certain speed, you can keep speed up for the whole time.
Right.
And basically what that means is you can slow down the rest of your team in a speed tune team, which means you can maximize their stats. So what you can do is you actually slow them down to like 140 to 150 speed because of Krisk, and I think Sandslash could do the same. And then therefore everyone's defense creeps right up, their crit rate, their crit damage creeps up because you've got stats to go elsewhere.
Right.
So I'm quite interested in trying something similar with her actually this week.
Yeah, she sounds. I'd love to pull her.
Hopefully. Yeah, I was so fortunate. I actually pulled her last week when I was trying to get when they had the double summonings, and I was thinking, she's all right.
Right.
Turns out she's really good.
She seems completely amazing, especially with this setup. Jarek's a really good fit in here for this too. So
yeah, definitely, yeah. But you'll see. So we're getting to the point now where I take massive slams. We're late into the game, but you see there. So she's just gone.
I saw it, unkillable on herself.
Yeah, so she just literally like tanks the damage for everybody else. It's really cool, really cool. And I think that's when it's booked up. I think it's a 4-turn cooldown, so
right.
It's a while. But if you think about it, on the clan boss, you kind of got the second big slam is the big problem, and basically on the amount of speed I've got here, we're pretty much getting back to that unkillable state for the second big slam each time.
Well, I was gonna say they need speed too though, because your guys are gonna attack twice before the clan boss, and then you're gonna get, like you could have said, you're gonna get your skills off cooldown.
Yeah.
To be ready for it again. Because
exactly.
What's the cooldown on it? Is it pretty long? Do you remember what the cooldown is?
I think it's
4 turns. 4 turns, right? Yeah. Okay.
think it's 4. Mine is booked up, so I think it's 4 booked. It might have been 5 without books.
Right.
But yeah, just like so now I'm taking big hits. We're over 8 minutes, and getting past 8 minutes is really difficult on Nightmare.
It's very difficult.
I don't even think I lasted as long as this last week, but I obviously had a Colt Brawler doing that crazy damage. But I'm pretty sure my run didn't last this long last week.
Right. No, I don't. No, it was 8 minutes. It was right over 8 minutes.
So I'm pretty excited to do a bit of a merge of the two, but
right,
just to see what I can do actually.
We'll definitely do a guide on her so we can see her in greater detail, and everybody can use her if they have her for sure.
Because the other cool thing, she's actually got a taunt on her A1, so she can go into dungeons and do work. You know, she's got other abilities that you don't even see in the clan boss.
Right.
But look at this, 9 minutes 20 I'm up to now, and we're still going.
Okay, we just lost.
Starting to take
Golden Reaper.
To take big hits. Look at that. Yeah.
Only one, but I mean that's expected. It's Golden Reaper. That's fine. As long as you got these power hitters in here, you still got Juliana going strong. You still got Steel Skull in here doing some damage. Oh, okay, we're taking those big. We're taking the really big hits now. Not much we can do at this stage in the game.
No, that's it. It's literally now just hope that they pump out a bit more damage, but this is probably it. No, see again, she's just tanked so much damage. We've got 2 of my squishiest champs actually that have just literally gone through there. But there we go.
25.
So
nice.
25.65, which yeah, I was really pleased with. Most of the week I was getting 20 millions, around 20. I couldn't really crack 20.
Right. So you were what I was at.
Yeah, literally, yeah. And
so before
and she made the difference.
So before you switched out Romero, you were around 20 million, somewhere around there.
So basically, I had the same team, but it was Madame Cerise instead of Jareg and Romero instead of Sand-Lashed Survivor.
Right.
That's the difference. So I went from 20 to 25.65.
Well, look
for that kind of double swap.
Well, look at the time difference. I mean, we're talking about 5 minutes over here, 5 minutes 30 seconds with me, and 9 minutes and 55 seconds with you, making it through those things. So insane.
Yeah. Cool. So here we go. That's 2-0, Stu.
2-0. I know, man. I'm way behind. I gotta work. I gotta work on my. I feel like I gotta work on my artifacts and get some good 250 speed lifesteal set up with crazy insane defense, and then I gotta try out this Sandlash Survivor girl.
Yeah, she's really good, and Aurora as well is a defense in all battles, so she's just like brilliant. She's actually brilliant.
Yeah, I saw her aura was the same exact as Sepultura. I think they both had 25% or so when we first started. So
yeah, for sure.
I mean,
so right,
it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, she's insane. Yeah.
All right, what are we gonna do for next week so I can have a chance to actually come back here and do something one day?
Well, why don't you shout on? So I think I'd say Clan Boss, I've won. Let's move on to something else.
Okay, let's do it. Let's get on to something a little bit different. Give them a change of scenery. We can do we were talking about Dragons 20 with a team, no legendaries, and the max we could have of any epic, rare or uncommon would be 2 champions of those. So only two epics max, 2 rares max, 2 uncommons max. And then we make a team of 5, and we see who can do the fastest speed run through Dragons 20.
Yeah, that sounds good. So I guess we need to, because we've got different settings on our setups here. We just need to tie that up, don't we? Because you can drastically just change the speed of your runs through in-game settings, right? It's
you can't. Well, you can do unlimited frame rates, and we'll both be on the same. We'll either do unlimited frame rates or we won't do unlimited frame rates because we don't want it to be unfair. So we'll either or. Yeah. And you can actually visually see it because when unlimited frame rates, when you come in and attack, they immediately can like attack again, and they kind of do a shuffle.
Just go again.
They don't go back to their actual starting position. So we'll keep it fair, obviously. Obviously we'll do that. So we'll both do. Cool. We'll either we'll or we won't do it. So if we just keep it off of unlimited frame rates, that's fine. If that's how you normally run, we'll do that.
No, that's cool. We'll just sort it out in the background. But yeah, so 2 epics. Oh no, sorry, 2 maximum per rarity. But we're basically working with epics, rares, and uncommons. Yeah.
Right. That's right.
Perfect. Nice.
So it'll be a lot of fun, and we won't have to use our keys anymore. We won't have to use our keys to go through our Clan Boss and do this either. So.
Yeah, for sure. No, that's cool.
Give us something new to work on.
Okay, man.
Well, thank you so much, man. Good. I had a blast. I love seeing this Sandlasher Survivor come out and do. I mean, she just made it last so long. It's insane. So I look forward to a video with her for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And we'll meet up next week.
Yeah, cheers, Stu. Have a good week.
All right, you too,
Cheers,
buddy.
guys.
Take care.